All right, y'all, here it is, day after Thanksgiving, and going out here to shoot the bow a little bit. I haven't shot it since I've been back from my trip. Want to get a few shots through and kind of loosen back up, cause I think I am fixing to head back out and go back to Illinois. Hunted for 8 days. Had a good time there. Seen several deer. Seen one for sure shooter, but it just didn't. He didn't give me a shot. So I think I'm gonna go back for a few days and hunt. We got some super good weather, but we got the second shotgun season coming up too. So I'm gonna be kind of on limited time. I'm gonna have like 3.5 days to hunt, which is all right. Hopefully that'll be enough to find something and get on it, because they done went through first shotgun season, so there's probably been several killed and pushed around, so there's gonna be some deer in different places. But I'm gonna throw a few rounds or a few arrows at the target right here, see how she's doing. I have put this bow through a lot, and seems like I just can. I'm really lucky with it, let me put it that way. So I'm gonna shoot her off a little bit right here and see what she's doing. All right, second round, 50. That'll do. Touch high, touch right. I don't like it that far right or that high, but that ain't bad. So I'm gonna just shoot for a good little bit. Probably shoot 30, 40 times. And hopefully next time you see me, we're in Illinois. All right, here we are. This is the first full day in Illinois. Yesterday, didn't really film a whole lot. Met up with a gentleman that I run into the very last day I was here in Illinois a couple weeks ago, and he told me, he said, hey, if you come back, he said, give me a holler. He said, there's another place that it was, I don't know, an hour or so from where I was hunting last time. He said, there's another place. He said, I've hunted it a long time ago. He said, I know it pretty well. He said, I don't hunt much anymore. He said, I'll take you over and show you everything I know about it. So pretty much yesterday when I got here, I met him and we rode around till nearly dark, looking at stuff. And I ended up yesterday afternoon, I rode around, seen a bunch of deer. Seen one pretty good buck running across a wide open field where you could hunt too. So there's deer around here. I probably seen 20 does altogether, crossing the road in fields and everything like that. So this morning, what I'm gonna do is there's a big ridge up here behind me where I'm at right now. And this is different kind of ground than what I've ever, hunted much of. I've hunted it a little bit out west, but like not in Illinois. It's kind of more open ground, grassy. So what I'm gonna do at this spot this morning, I'm gonna get on this ridge and I'm gonna walk this ridge in glass. And there's some fields, some corn fields on private that I think these deer could be feeding in, coming back off of it. Could be good. Probably gonna be, like I say, boots on the ground all day today, and then I got 2 days to hunt. So we're gonna see what happens. So we're gonna let her get just a hair bit light. We do got a full moon we're dealing with right now. It should be going down. It should be setting here within the next hour, hour and a half. So we'll see what happens this morning here in Illinois. Hopefully we can get on something. So we'll see. Oh, man. I just got to the top of this ridge. Man, I just stumbled into this spot. This is awesome. We got a saddle right here. dips down. You see it goes up. Got crop fields down here. There's probably 10 trails crossing right here, going over into that thick bottom. Come over that ridge. I actually just seen a doe right there. She took back over the ridge, but I stepped up there on that hill. I could see this little old cedar tree. Look at this sun gun. It has been destroyed. Scrape. All these limbs are busted. Shreds, shavings everywhere. I'm fixing to be right here on the edge of this bluff. I'm just gonna glass down this bottom. This may be a spot, there's really no trees as you can see. This is probably a spot you'd have to sit on the ground, like up in one of these clumps of bushes. Get a good wind. This is a cool spot for a ground hunt, which I'm not opposed to doing, just because I see how this terrain is. It's definitely a lot more conducive to hunting on the ground. That's cool right there. I'm gonna mark that for sure. Well, I kind of kicked me a little hole out right in here. It's pretty nice. Big old. This is Russian olive. I've never heard of it, but I knew it was different. But I finally found out what it was. It's called Russian olive, but it's a dead tree or a dead bush, I guess you could say. Right up in here. Cedar rub is right over here. Trails are all coming through like right here and going down this hill. So the wind should be going this afternoon right straight to the sun. So hopefully I'll have time that one does come through. I can shoot him before he gets to my wind. I don't know, I kind of like this little spot, I ain't gonna lie. It's very, very neat. Very neat. So, we'll see this afternoon. It's pretty close to 10 o'clock. Come around here to one of the spots that I found on the map I wanted to go look at. Just kind of walking down in here. There's a good dip right over here to the right that I feel like deer could be traveling, but it's hard to get in there and look at it because it's just that old Russian olive crap. That stuff is terrible. It's an invasive species here. They brought it in for some reason. I don't know. They brought it in. Now it's everywhere. Talked to a guy and he told me all that they brought it in for some reason. And it's now just took over. And you can't hardly kill it, so I'm hoping I can find a way to get in there. Just kind of look, see if there's any trails coming up that bottom. But if not, I'm just gonna keep following down. There's actually a trail right there. Let me see if I can go in here. See what I can find. Wow, this is kind of neat. Ain't gonna lie, because it's down in a hole. Got all this wind. And it runs kind of east and west. Like I said, that rub, there's another big old gull. Look at that. Another big old rub right here. It's super fresh, but it's not very big. But what I see is it's really high. Super high up in a tree. This right here is nice, man. Got a tree I could get in. Actually got a couple trees I could get in. I got one right over there that there's kind of like a dike or something. I think they used to flood this, or it used to hold water, maybe like a hole, drain or something. I ain't real sure, but it's like they got a trail coming across like a little levee right over there. Then they got trails all through this grass right here. There's a good tree right there, and I could get in that tree right over there, but it's a little far. And I would have to get, well, it really ain't that far, but I'd have to get really, really high. I don't know if I can get that high. And I'm at 37 yards right here. I may come back here in the morning and hunt this. I'm having to kind of change up tactics from what I'm used to doing. I'm used to finding rubs, scrapes, hunting stuff that, hunting rut sign, but since we're kind of later in the rut here, we're last week of November, I'm having to try and find places that they're traveling more. Now, like I say, I found those rubs, but this is also just a spot they're traveling. With it being so cold, they're down out of the wind. They can travel up through there. Like I say, got those rubs. Ain't necessarily, that tells me there's been bucks through here, and not all that long ago either, because that one was really fresh. Now they could be bedding down in this stuff too. That ain't, we're out of the wind. They got that side over there with the sun on it out of the wind. They could no doubt be bedding in it as well. But it just looks good, and it's a good travel spot, so I definitely like this spot. I do. I really like this spot. So I'm going to mark that. I definitely might come back here in the morning and hunt it just to see what I see. It just looks good. Alright. Been scouting pretty much all day. We're back on the ridge in the saddle. We got the big rub right there on that cedar tree. I'm talking about we got like cattle trails crossing this saddle. Seen a doe right here this morning when I topped over the ridge. She was standing here. We had about a 30-second stare down and she went back over the ridge. But I ended up this morning, cleaned me a hole out right here before I left. So I got plenty of shots right through here. I got a wind that is questionable, man. It is like, what I'm seeing right here is right out yonder on that other side, the wind's going this way. Right here, my wind is going like straight to it. But then right over there, I see the grass blowing in this direction. So my wind is going right here. It's meeting the wind coming from around the hill on that side. And it's blowing down. I'm hoping it's blowing it off of that bluff. So I did end up seeing a pretty nice buck down here in this flat this morning. He was like dogging does, chasing does. I seen a bunch of does running around back and forth down there. So really nice buck. Never really got in a spot that I could get down in there and make a move on him. Because he would be here and then he would disappear and he would show up somewhere else and then he would disappear and he'd show up somewhere else. So he was just bouncing a lot. But you never know, he may bounce right up this ridge this afternoon. But we'll see. I'm hoping they come right up through here. They come right through this gap between me and this clump of brush. It's like 45 yards. Come right down through here, going back down to these cornfields on the private down here 300 or 400 yards from me. So what I'm really hoping is that they stop right there at that rub, a buck, and just start wearing it out. And that'll give me time to get the cameras on and get a shot. So who knows? Hopefully old big boy will come through here. All right, everyone, here it is, back at the truck. I'm going to run through how the afternoon went right quick. Ended up, I seen a ton of deer. I probably ended up, of all the deer I did see, everywhere glassing, I probably seen over 30 deer. I seen a bunch of deer. But first deer I seen, it was a nice little buck. He was probably 3/4 of a mile from me on the other side walking around some water. I got a little bit of footage of him. on the phone. And then it was a little while later, buck I seen this morning down in there chasing does, seen him come out in the field. And then I seen him kind of walk around the field. I got a little bit of footage of him in the field, and I seen him get with the doe, or he was with the doe. And I finally seen her. And then they all of a sudden took off running and just disappeared in the grass. Well, I seen a guy come slipping in there and just sat on the ground in some tall grass. Just see his head moving around a little bit. But that buck ended up coming out in the field right below me with a doe. And I got some, I think, pretty good footage of him. So, seen him. He's not quite as big as I thought he was when I seen him this morning. But still a good deer. The shorter time as I got, if he was to come out in front of me tomorrow, I would shoot him, no doubt. Like I say, not a giant rack deer, but a pretty good sized body, probably a 3.5-year-old deer, so plenty good enough for me. But had a 9-point, a spike, and a doe. Actually, it was the 9-point and the spike, or the doe. Let me get this straight here. It was a 9-point and a doe first, come out right in front of me. Little buck kind of chased her around. She went back, he kind of went back, and then I had like a half-right spike come right in front of me. Kind of could smell me a little bit, but it didn't really bother him. He kind of went on through, and then I was sitting there kind of glassing down at the deer down below me, and then seen, turn my head back around real fast, and the little 9-point was like 15 yards from me. And I think I got just a little bit of video of him. He seen me come up there. Blue took off. So overall, it was a great first full day here in Illinois at this new place. So I know where I'm going in the morning. I'm gonna eat. I didn't bring a lot of fancy food this time. Just got like sandwich meat, just a bunch of like snack stuff, because like I say, I'm only gonna be here 3 days. I'm not really worried about, you know, cooking big meals at night. So this is just gonna kind of do for me on this little short trip. But in the morning, I'm gonna go in that spot I found. Feel really confident about that spot. So we'll see you in the morning. Appreciate y'all watching. Also, check us out if you want some merch. I love this toboggan right here, beanie, whatever you want to call it. We got shirts, we got some hats. I got another little thin, like a little thin hoodie I like to wear. As a matter of fact, I may break it out for good luck tomorrow and wear it. But it's just like a base layer with a little hood on it. It's one of my favorite pieces of clothing to wear. So y'all check us out. It helps the channel out, helps us out. It enables us to do this and show y'all and teach y'all. It kind of helps get this channel going and bring this content to y'all. So appreciate y'all watching. And let's see y'all next time.